Welcome back. It's SNS Final here along with the Future of Gamers Network, and we're back with another Elden Ring video. Today, my friends, I'm going to show you how to get to the royal capital city of Leyndell. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So in my last tour guide video, I showed you guys how to get to the Church of Inhibition, and we went from the gate of East Raya Lucaria. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Grand Lift of Dectus, and we're going to go up there, and then from that location we're going to be on our way to the capital city. So one of the prerequisites in order to access the Grand Lift of Dectus is you need 2 halves of one medallion. So let's search for that in the inventory. Okay, so we have the Dectus medallion right and the Dectus medallion left. These are the 2 that you need. If you guys would like a video on how to find these items, I can make one in the future. Let me know in the comment section below. So after the brief transition and cutscene, we're going to mount our trusty friend Turret. This is going to help us get there quicker. So we're going to map out some locations. This is the Outer Wall Phantom Tree. It's going to be the first one. Then we're going to continue north, the Outer Wall Battleground. It's going to be the second one. And then we're going to continue down the Capital Rampart. That's going to be the third one. That one is going to be extremely interesting. Let's go over this again. 1, 2, 3. Very simple. So the thing about Capital Rampart, there's going to be a boss battle. And that's the capital right there in the middle when you actually get inside the city. But it's going to be a boss battle. But we'll talk more about that later. So just follow my path right here and you should be good. We'll continue to talk more after we get there. Once we get to the steps, you will notice that there's a lot of armed security here. As you can see, they just shot me off of my horse. So we're going to actually go around back to avoid all of these guys because they can be a bit of a pain. Also at the top of the steps, there are 2 tree sentinel guys from the beginning of the game that ride the horse and have the giant shield and a spear and all of that. You just want to avoid those guys too. But if you do choose to fight them, they drop one of the best shields in the game. So that's up to you. You can find out more about that later. Let's continue. Alright, stop at this grace point and then just continue to the next one. At this point, one of the earlier bosses will appear here, and he will try to pick a fight with you. We're just going to ignore him because we just need to get to the capital. So, yeah. Activate this grace point. Let's continue. When you finally reach the end of this forest area, you want to make sure you go all the way on the left side. There are 3 giants that will attempt to shoot you off of your horse. They're actually picking a fight with the knights over there, so while they're distracted, we're just going to run past them. Now, as we approach the entrance to the city, you know, the capital city, there's a certain boss waiting for us, the Dragonic tree Sentinel. And man, is he a pain to deal with. So many people have died to this boss. He can one-shot you with lightning, and he can one-shot you with another move. He's just a pain to deal with. So here's a clip of me fighting him as my sorcerer, making light work out of him. This is a nice little strategy that you can do to quickly defeat him. There are other strategies. You can cheese him because he's kind of susceptible to poison, so you can cheese him with poison. I heard people have used a bow and arrow from afar as a strategy, but you should defeat him. Now, the thing is, there's really no other way into the city. There is one that I know of, though, the Fia's quest line. If you follow her quest line, you can meet her at the round table. She's the one that like to give you hugs. You can find a way into the capital city, but in my opinion, if you're not ready for this guy, you're not ready for the city. The city is terrible. There's so many threats running around, and it's just whatever. So you deal with it how you want to deal with it, but I say you should try to fight him and see what you can do. But either way, let's continue. Beating him would net you some good drops. The Dragon Great Claw Colossal Weapon and the Dragon Claw Shield and a whopping 50k rune drop. Enjoy. This is where we are on the map, in case you were wondering. Now, there is one more prerequisite that is required in order to enter the capital city. Great runes. You need 2 great runes and at least 1 activated in order to enter. You obtain great runes by defeating the main bosses of the game, or the demigods, or the shard bearers, whatever you want to call these guys. Here are some examples. Radon's Great Rune. Godric's Great Rune. At this point, I'm going to quickly segue into another topic, how to activate these great runes. Now, we're going to use Godric's great rune as an example because it's the earliest that you can obtain, since he is the first boss that you actually fight. That's the shard bearer. So here's a video that's going to show you a straightforward path in order to activate it at the tower. If you already did this, or you activated Radahn's great rune, feel free to skip this part. Now that we obtain the power of activating the Great Rune, you can actually equip these at a site of grace in order to use that power. Each Great Rune do different things. Do your research and you'll be surprised to how helpful they can actually be. Maybe later on I'll go more in detail in another video. Let's continue. The Great Rune of Unborn. This one is dropped by the Queen of the Full Moon, Renala herself. The special thing about this Great Rune comes activated already. All you have to do is defeat her in order to get it, of course. Now that we have 2 activated Great Runes, there shouldn't be a problem getting into the city. So let's just follow the path forward. And welcome to the royal capital city. Thank you everybody for supporting me. You guys been showing a lot of love. My last video, the Church of Inhibition, got 8K views. I'm overwhelmed. You guys are really awesome. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You already know. SNS Final FOG out. Peace.